Hello, fellow and future weirdos of the flock. Welcome to my pen. Captain has a new SS lazy ass, it appears. So, come in, leave your shoes on, stop in the kitchen and get you some keep other people alive juice. That's coffee for new people. And you clicked on my video, so you're probably interested in what it is. So, I am Nikki K, the Great, your super awesome host, and I tell Bible stories for real people. It is highly offensive and very, very much filled with lots of passion words and lots of shit talking about characters in a book. uh, they may or may not be real. This is my second run through of the Old Testament, which is turning out to be one of my favoriteest books ever. Like, I fucking love the Old Testament. This book is hilarious. And so we're on the journey of finding the hilarity. So come along, press like and subscribe because I'm sure some of you are just like, I don't know, this crazy lady in her messy ass house and her cat laying on clean clothes. I don't know about this chick. Just know my storytelling is as messy as my house. So come along with me and join me. So, you got your shoes on? I don't smell any feet, so I'm assuming you have your shoes on. And you have your keep other people alive juice. If you make the last cup, you make a new pot. So, I'm sure one of you has made the last cup. So, make a new pot. Now, let's smoke it, drink it, and read it. So, where we left off is chapter 13, but we read through chapter 12, and that's where God kicked Abe out of his house. And his house was chilling with the Chaldeans. So God's like, get the fuck out. You're costing too much money. Get out. And so Abe got the fuck out. And he took his wife and Lot. But he didn't take Haran. Or no, Haran is dead. He didn't take what's his name? It starts with a Nahor. So he didn't take Nahor or Milcah, who was his brother's daughter. Okay, so Abe didn't take either of those. He just took single ass Lot and his wife and all the rest of his shit. So he took that with him. Somehow he ended up in Egypt. I guess he was walking. And then he told his ride or die. He's like, hey, tell these guys you're my sister, right? Like, you're my sister. Okay? Good job. Yes. So she tells the people that she's his sister. So she goes to the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh gives Abe all kinds of animals and servants, and he's like, I'm going to take her and give you all of this. I'm going to buy your sister from you. And then God's like, oh, fuck no, 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 not happening, right? That this is no bueno. So God is like, fuck you to the Pharaoh and like curses the shit out of him. So the Pharaoh calls Abe and is like, the fuck, yo? Like, for real? Like, this is what you do? I don't even know you. And that you lied to me first time? Listen, this no bueno. Like, God's fucking with me, dude. Have you met him? I don't know if you've ever met God, but I did just now on accident, and he is not a nice guy. And you shouldn't have lied to me. So take your shit and your wife and GTFO, yo. And Abe's like, I on some serious shit, King Face. Listen, do you see her? She is Disney princess. She's a Disney princess. Ah, she does. She does good job, and you know you love her because she's great. Have you met her? You met her. She's fucking awesome. And if you kill me because of her, I can't take care of her anymore. And that is no bueno. So then King Face of the Pharaoh is like, take her and go before I kill you for lying to me. Right? So take her and all that shit and GTFO. So Abe took Sarah and Sarai and Lot with him. And he left Egypt, right? And then he tells Lot, like, you got to go, right? Your dude and my dude is fighting, and that's no bueno, yo. That's no good. It's no good. So Lot goes east, and Abe continues east because he started somewhere and he went east and landed in Egypt. So from there, right, from the starting point of Egypt, Lot goes east toward the Jordan, and then Abe is continuing east from where he started. So they're both going east somehow. So, and that, oh, oh, yeah. And then God tells Abe, listen, look at all this shit. Look all around. Because this is gonna be yours. And Abe's like, oh, this is gonna be mine. Sweet. And then God's like, it's going to belong to your descendants. Like a bazillion years from now. Okay? It's not gonna belong to you. Well, it is, but the proverbial you. But you gotta keep going with me because the future you is going to own this land. Not you, but your seed. Right? Nabe's like, oh, that's tight. Okay, I'm going with you. And we are, we stopped there while Abe was going to Hebron. And he built an altar to the Lord in Hebron. And he's chilling there. And now we are on to chapter 14. And we are about to see what that is. Okay, so chapter 14. Okay, now it came about in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar. Arioch, king of El Elas, Ela, Elasar. Charmander, king of Elam, and Title, king of Goyim. Can we make, because isn't that what they call white people? Listen, I did this before, and I'm sure Dustin has already heard me say this before, like a second ago. But isn't Goyim what they call white people? Can we make that an anti-Semitic word? Like, what would be an anti-white word? Like, anti-Semitic is kind of made up. Some, I think it was one guy said it in a letter to somebody, probably a Democrat. So then it just became a word, and I believe it's a misspelled word. It's supposed to be anti-Shem, anti-Shem, Shem something, but it was spelled wrong, and it became anti-Semite. Uh, so could we make Goyim an anti-Semite word for white people? I don't know. Because that's a racial term. That's a racially charged term. Goyim. Okay. So, Title was the king of a place called Goyim. And they made war with Bera, the king of Sodom. Bersha, the king of Gomorrah. Look, you know how people are like, Sodom and Gomorrah. No, it says Sodom and Gomorrah, which is a fucking fantastic song by the band Therian on the album Voven. Okay, it's opera death metal. It's fucking fantastic. I think I have a video of me getting my legs back and I can dance. Yeah, it was great. It was too a Therian song off the album Voven. But this song is called Rise of Sodom and Gomorrah. No, I think it's Sodom and Gomorrah because I guess people don't realize it's two different places that had two different kings. Sodom's king was Bera, and Bersha was Gomorrah's king. And uh, there was Shinab, king of a place called Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Zoar. So, uh, Shemeber was king of Zeboim and Bela, that is Zoar, and all these came as allies in the valley of Siddim, and that is the Salt Sea. So back then, it was dry land, and now it's a salt sea. I wonder if they sacrifice greenbacks to the Sun Daddy. Like, Sun Daddy, don't kill the people. We give you all the money. We have global warming. Idiots. 12 years they served Charmander, but the 13th year they rebelled. So was this guy king of kings like Solomon was? And David? Was he the king of kings at this time? We're just going to go with it. But the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year, Charmander and the other kings defeated the Rephaim, 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 and Ashtaroth Karnaim, and the Zuzim and Ham, and the Amim and Shava Kiriathim. There's a lot of places called Kiriathim. But okay. I don't know what a Rephaim is. I don't know what a Zuzim and an Emin is. Emim, a mime, something like that. And the Horites and their Mount Seir, as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. But I don't know. Their Mount Seir, is that the other side of the mount? Because it calls it their Mount Seir. Seir. Mount Seir. Okay, so this must be the other side. Okay. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat. That is Kadesh. And conquered all the country of the Amalekites and also the Amorites who lived in Hazazon Tamar. Okay, so the Amalekites, I think those are related to Goliath. Or it's either the Amalekites or the Amalekites. I don't remember which one is related to the giant people. And the king of Sodom and the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim and Zoar came out and arrayed and battled against them in the valley of Siddim. Okay, so it was like this. I can't. Is it this guy? This guy is one king, and this guy, my little Naruto guy, that's one guy. One's on this side and one's on this side, and then they run at each other. It's like, "Bah!" Everybody loses, everybody fights. Punch you in your face. I'll punch you in your face. So everybody's punching everybody in the face. Okay? The little Naruto guy's like, I'm gonna punch you in the face, evil looking guy. And the evil looking guy's like, I'm gonna punch you in the face, Naruto looking guy. So everybody's punching everybody in the face. One's on one side and one's on the other, and it's like Lord of the Rings. Okay. 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 Sodom and Gomorrah was on this side, right? And Charmander was on this side. And the valley, okay. So it was 4 kings against 5 kings. And the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits. And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, and they fell into them. But those who survived fled to the hill country. Then they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their food and supplies, and they departed. So he was like, run that, son. What's that watch like, Pippin? Give me those shoes. So they they straight clown these people. Okay. Where was I? So, and they also took Lot and his possessions and departed, for he was living in Sodom. Then a fugitive came and told Abe, hold on, wait a minute. Then a fugitive came and told Abram the Hebrew. What? No, he's not. He's Chaldean. What do you mean? Ah, what does that even mean? He's not. He's not a Hebrew. He's Chaldean. What is this? No. He's not a Hebrew. He's not a Hebrew. Okay. Okay. Just move on, Nikki. There's more of the story. Okay. I'm moving on, but he's not a Hebrew. Now, he was living by the oaks of Mamre, the Amorite, the brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner, and these were allies with Abram. And when Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he led out his trained men born in his house, 318, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. I don't. What does this mean? Okay. Okay. Then a fugitive came and told Abram the Hebrew, but he's not a Hebrew. Okay. Now, he was living by the oaks of Mamre, the Amorite. Okay. But we left Abram the Chaldean by the oaks of Mamre, not Abram the Hebrew. What the fuck just happened? Like, really, what just happened? They literally changed this guy at where he's from in 5 fucking chapters. What does that even mean? What? Ugh. Are we supposed to forget he's a Chaldean and he's not from Hebron? I guess we're supposed to just overlook that. Maybe everybody but me overlook that. But I can't overlook that because they do this shit all the time. That's why you can't trust these people. They lie about everything. Okay. Okay. The brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner. These were allies with Abram. Okay, so maybe that's a different Abram. So he told these three, a guy called Abram the Hebrew, who was also living by the oaks. There's an Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were allies with our Abram. Okay. And when our Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he let out his trained men, born in his house, 318, and he went in pursuit as far as Dan. And he divided his forces against them by night. He and his servants defeated them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is north of Damascus. Okay. He brought back all the goods and Lot with his possessions, also the women and the people, because he was like, you can have these. And he then, after his return from the defeat of Charmander and the kings who were with him, the king of I love Abe. If there's any reason to love Abe, it's this right here. Okay. The king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shaveh. This is the king's valley. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. Now, he was a chief priest of God Most High. Is that ancient God? Listen, I don't know. There's like 3 different personalities of God. There's like ancient God, middle God, capital G. That's who middle God is. Capital G. And then Jesus. So, like, there's 3 gods. Or one God has 3 personalities. And I can deal with that because I got a bunch of personalities too. So don't worry about it. But really, at some point, we got to get this straight. Okay, so Melchizedek was a priest, and he blessed them and said, "Blessed is Abe of God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth. Blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." And he gave him a tenth of all. And the king of Sodom said, "Give the people to me and take the goods for yourself." This right here is why Abe is the most amazing ever. And Abe said to the king of Sodom, "I have sworn to the Lord God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take a thread, a sandal thong, or anything that is yours, lest you say, 'I made Abe rich.' I will take nothing except what the young men have eaten, and the share of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre." So is Mamre the other Abe? So Mamre might be the other Abe, the one from Hebron. But then he said, "Let them have what's theirs. I don't want shit from you, dog." All right, we're going to end right there. We'll pick up tomorrow at chapter 15. So, thank you for hanging out with me. Keep your nose clean, your shoes tied. Give your pillow some head and your sheets some ass. Don't get ready, stay ready. I love you. Bye. I think. Okay. Sweet dreams. Love you. Bye.